Yo, what's up guys? Welcome. We've got a bit of an interesting match tonight. I believe it is WRG in blue versus the Era Millennium side in red. Era, for those of you guys don't know, actually took down the Royalty team recently. But before we get any further than that, what's up Darth My Life? Lost Kuran, Mad Giftboy, yo, sub, let me know. Yas, yes. Jungly Moron, Scarlet, Sinister Smiley, Jungly again. I think Sunshine was here a little bit earlier. Who else have I missed quickly before we get into things?
I had to
Grayscale.
share greater than.
Mad Giftboy, appreciate the tier 1 sub, dude. 4 months. I had to share. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support as well as the gifted subs over the last few months. 184, I see you. Thanks again for yesterday's subs. Toxic Table. And cammed a little bit earlier, but nonetheless, my co-host of tonight, Sinister. How's it going, dude?
My eyes are still a bit heavy. There's water on my hair, and that almost sounded like a Eminem rap. I'm very close, but I couldn't think of anything else because I'm not a poet, unfortunately.
Gotta get Darth in there for the help.
Yeah. But other than that, very excited for this game because, as you mentioned, Era Millennium managed to take down Royalty yesterday. But did they draw the long straw? As we saw a post yesterday saying, for anyone that doesn't know, Kiddo and Miggy was actually drafted into the Royalty team just after that upset happened. So maybe the game would have looked a bit different if they played. Other than that, I'm actually pretty hyped for this game, and we actually already see that the bans are going strong. We have Morgana, Silas, and Zoe on the bad side of WRG. Zoe being a really good pick from Erasuka, and Silas something not most teams want to play against. It's weird they have first pick on GooN squad, and that's something that they could have maybe potentially first pick. I think they did last week. And then Zed, Olaf, and Sejuani. Not sure if Slayer plays Zed. Any comment on that?
Slayer Zed? Oh, hang on, I forgot to say all the starting sounds. Apologies about that. Let this one play out quickly. So yeah, so WRG and Slayer Zed, I mean, I think we've seen it once or twice beforehand. It wasn't the hardest of things. But nonetheless, we'll have to see what they can do this game. Speaking of which, we haven't got the bans enabled. Just the scuffed streamer, scuffed every time. No excuses, I'm just scuffed. But nonetheless, Sinister dude. I mean, we saw that the WRG side, the Era side managed to take down Royalty the other day, like you mentioned. Do you feel like it's gonna be a trend that we see all the way to the top, or will this be the end of the underdog era tonight?
Well, I mean, I think probably after WRG saw that, they thought, you know what, we ourselves have not been having a very hot spree recently, so maybe we should go a bit to the drawing board, see what we can change up, what we can play better, and what we can change and also take away from the Royalty game that can improve ourselves. And I mean, they first picked the Kaiser, which I think is a really great start. I think what I've seen from most games recently is that drafting for late game is definitely better than the early game. If you take an early game comp, it's very important to go for your win conditions. We saw Royalty going for a very early game comp. We saw I've seen a few teams that's try. I think even my own team would try early game comps. It just, if you don't pull it off correctly, it's really hard to execute. And if it doesn't work, then your game just falls flat. So just most teams just draft for the late game now, and it's just who can fail less, basically.
Okay. I mean, dude, at this point, I feel like after the way Era played against Royalty, they're definitely impressed me. I always knew that they had a decent side, but definitely stepping up, especially with the ranks and whatnot with the players. But guys, if you haven't already, the poll at the top here: 1, in chat if you think that Era could be able to take the series. 2, in chat if you think WRG will be able to put them back in their place, settle them down, let the hype die a bit. But what's up, Fall Kiddo? How's it going, guys? What are they banning?
Last Cora, if you want to see the bans, you can see actually underneath the client, you can see WRG, the Era side, plus the bans from both teams, their left side being GooN Squad and the right side being Era Millennium.
Yeah, so guys, the drafts are at the bottom, like Sinister mentioned, as well as now we have the names of the teams and the scores. So nobody's gonna be asking us after the game who won the first game, blah 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 blah. So I actually do stuff on stream to make it better, and I just don't just say I'm working on stream randomly, guys. I actually try to do stuff, but we're not over.
And actually, both teams getting a pretty decent draft so far. You see actually that they went for the Braum and the Zaya instead of Zaya Rakan actually being up, not being picked or banned away, considering the WRG themselves normally like to pick up the Rakan. But in this case, we're going to actually have a Kai'Sa, Nautilus, and Java, and that's a really good comp so far. Nautilus can still be flexed around. I actually don't see a lot of teams flexing the Nautilus around that much, other than maybe GG that flexes Nautilus to top a lot. But other than that, it's just been going support a lot. I think the only other place we've been seeing it flex and VS was in mid on Miss Newt the one time. It didn't work out too great for her. So I don't know, maybe it's just very situational. But other than that, Era's actually managing to pick up the Urgot for themselves, which is really, really good in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Urgot's super good, very highly contested, was a lot stronger a few patches back, but is still very viable. Kennen, that's a bit of an interesting one. Will that be in the mid lane? I mean, from the Era side, the other day we saw Malzahar and the Annie most of the games. I think 2 games at Annie, 1 game at Malzahar, but I mean, that potential, I guess the Kennen takeaway from the side of GooNs, as they like to play the Silas Kennen top lane, a couple of other things, but probably just a bit of a steal.
Yeah, the Nivea and Vladimir ban is definitely targeted bans. Looks like they have gone for a few targeted bans at Erasuka, showing a lot of respect to him. As far as I know, I haven't seen his Nivea a lot, but I'm pretty sure we have seen his Vladimir in VS, and he's been really, really good at it. So those are pretty much just targeted bans to Erasuka, and we're gonna. Oh, he hovered it. We were almost gonna see another Yasuo from Slayer. Everyone gives him the cold shoulder when he plays Yasuo from the chat and ourselves as the casters. So actually gonna opt in for the old WRG special that Kedo implemented, the Twisted Fate.
So we have the Nico lock, and most likely we'll be going to that top lane, as we have seen him play it multiple times before. I mean, they have the potential to swap it with the bot lane, put the Nico and support top lane Nautilus, sort of like a GG playstyle, putting that Mankix top lane. But most likely we'll see that there's the swap. Okay, so we got, if you guys don't know, you don't recognize the name, Dog is actually WRG Ezreal, or Eurlepede as we know him. He's decided to go with a bit of an interesting name change, not too sure what inspired that, or 3 Gs and whatnot. Any ideas, Sinister?
Dio double G, but now he is Dio triple G, you know? So he's basically just trying to be Snoop Dogg, but a better version with the extra G.
Otherwise, guys, if anybody wants to play some DOQ with Henry, if he's a gold player looking for some DO, some friends to play with, guys, somebody message him for the key. But nonetheless, guys, looks like the 50-50 vote saying yes and no. They don't know who's going to take this match between Era and WRG. It will be Silver Chat at this rate, most likely. But the two comps, Nico in the top lane, Ken in the top lane versus the Vi Jarvan in the jungle, Twisted Fate, and I believe Kennen. Sorry, I apologize. It was Urgot top lane versus the Nico, Kennen, and Twisted Fate in the mid lane. Braum, Zaya bot lane versus Kai'Sa.
I want to put your eyes on the fact that Urgot is on Erasuka.
Wait, hang on. So it's actually, so I was correct the first time saying that this
is Urgot mid.
What?
Apparently, unless Erasuka is playing top now. So we'll have to only see once the game is loaded in and we're ready to go to actually see where they're going. Because either Erasuka and Erahira are swapping lanes physically as people, or they are actually taking this a different way and actually putting Urgot in the mid lane against Twisted Fate.
Yeah, that's a spicy one, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, Suika normally is the backbone. He's the kiddo to the Nairobi All-Stars, the Shami to the League of Legends team. But now we got the Suika to the Era Millenniums. Will he be able to step up and show us or set the meta with the Urgot mid lane? It's gonna be pretty spicy.
I mean, the last time I saw this was there was actually viable pre-rework on some people taking it against Zed when it was very hard meta, but this was like a very long time ago when you still reverse swap someone if you altered them, and it was basically like you lock onto them and you just spam Q when it's locked on. So that was a bit of a different Urgot, so I haven't seen him in mid after that. But yeah, in general, I like WRG's comp more. It's just I hope to see that they use this Twisted Fate to his advantages. If they're not going to use them to get some ganks off, then I feel it's going to be a lot of wasted potential. So if they get that done, I really like WRG's comp actually. Nico being a very spicy force behind that WRG Ezreal as he was known, or Dog. So I definitely think that that's a pretty good pick for him as well.
Dog. It's like you gotta roll the G's. There's multiple G's and there's yeah. I don't know. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to. I'm not gonna lie. But hopefully he did update it on the VS Gaming site. Otherwise, potentially a report may come through from an anonymous source. I don't know. Someone who doesn't like the WRG site. But since they're looking at 2 team comps, what are our thoughts on the pick and ban? Who do you feel wins the draft purely off of the champions pick, not the ranks involved with the players?
I thought I bamboozled you and answered it already, but I'll go again, I guess. So far, WRG, I think, has a really good comp. They have something at the moment that's considered very good in the meta, pretty much in almost every lane, except for maybe the Twisted Fate. But I don't know, I'm not going to roll my random cards on Era's weird comp at the moment, since I don't know what's happening between Urgot and Kennen, so I'm not going to put any money on that yet. So I'm just going to go safe and say WRG in this case.
Safe and sorry, I gotcha.
And about you, what about you? What do you think of these weird comps?
Honestly,
You also get to have a say?
I don't have any opinion of the Urgot mid. I feel like he's good in the jungle, good in the top lane, so why can't he play it in mid lane? Next time we're gonna have support Urgot with that ultimate flea execution. I don't know. Honestly, I like the Kennen combination with the Braum. That could work quite nicely rather. But we have to see
was that nicely and spicy combined? You just
spicely.
revolutionized the word, my friend.
But nonetheless, guys, let's jump in quickly. Did we just enable myself? Can't see me in here. It's a cast, guys.
That's exclamation mark. Give Yogi Sip if you want to give doubloons to someone.
Scammed. Cool, looks good, guys. So we're gonna be learning in just a second. Game to one of the best of 3 VS Gaming Prem Division WRG versus the Era Millennium side. Let's go. Mastery points. So we got a very, very low amount of points against low mastery for Sukas. That's a little bit of a worry. Do you feel like they maybe picked it as a takeaway from the WRG side just to prevent their top laner from getting it? So they took both the Kennen and the
that's a thing. I mean, generally speaking, I've seen Dog on so many champions before in the past. I don't think he has a small champ pool. I think he's very comfortable at flexing at different things. And if anything, after the last WRG game, I think Nico would have been a better ban or pick away. If they didn't play it, I would just ban it. Like my team, we don't have Kim doesn't play Nico, and well, not that that's a challenge. If I challenged them, he probably would play it, but I was probably just gonna call it safe. So I banned that out. I don't feel like playing against that champion, so I don't know. In my opinion, I think the Nico is a really good pick, and the Urgot takeaway in the mid lane. Like I said, I'm not gonna put any money on it yet.
Well, as Rascals just giving us a heads up, there's going to be a bit of a pause coming through. I believe she does sit on the TeamSpeak when they play, if I'm not mistaken. Or Discord, I don't know. So, most likely going to be a pause coming through. So, Sinister, prepare your waffles, dude. We're in for a good amount of time. But nonetheless,
your waffles, eh?
Yeah, dude, you know when you're running an essay and it's a little bit too long, or you run out of materials, you just start waffling, start fleshing it out and whatnot. But nonetheless, guys, welcome. Let me know how's it going, dude.
Yes, can you get Yola P to please get his internet in line, because I have to be at work soon.
Yeah, are you ready outside of leaving? I mean, have you got other stuff to do still after the stream before leaving?
No, I just need to put shoes on my feet, and then maybe brush my teeth, I guess. But if it's a necessity, copper. I joke. Wait, I'll brush my teeth, guys.
Hang on. Is this gonna be the AD Twisted Fate Triforce board that we've been seeing a lot of lately? That's just popped up. 184, good eye you got there, dude. Only season 9. If you guys don't know, there's currently a Twisted Fate build that's become super popular. I can't remember who exactly made it popular, but I think Faker picked it up as well. Sort of like absolutely destroying Challenger with the build, and now it's becoming like a meta. Waffle lie?
Having a quick look at the good old interwebs. This is something I should have actually picked up. Yeah, I can actually see a few NA people actually picking it up as well, and in Korea as well. Yeah, the build is so you go Kleptomancy, and then you also get Triforce, Rapid Fire Cannon, Rage Blade, and then it seems like you go a tank item after that. Very weird build, but seems like something that they. Do you think Koreans just play a lot of Ultimate Bravery, dude?
No, I believe it was like an US guy. I can't remember who it was though. Some like Halo player who revolutionized it, like absolutely destroyed the ladder with it, and it sort of caught on in other regions. So it feels like Korea's playing catch up for once, opposed to the other way around.
That's pretty good to know, actually. Then.
Yeah,
see, even Darshan has been playing it, and he's a top laner. So it seems like something that's being tried in top lane as well now.
Jeps popularized it. I got, well, he got rank 1 on EUS. Yeah, that's the story I heard as well.
Yeah, so that begs the question though: if Nico is not going AP, is this a bit maybe to 80 heavy team? I mean, we have the Kai'Sa. That's going to make up for it because Kai'Sa scales very nicely with AP, so they can have a little bit of AP damage there as well. But other than that, mixed damage from both sides. I don't know. Maybe it won't be 280 heavy. I mean, does the Twisted Fate and Nico still do some AP damage to make up for that? I guess.
I mean, we saw the top lane Nico from WRG Israel, or Dog now as we call him, the other day. It was one of the previous matches. So he does go for the unhit build, which was very OP when it was first released, but got nerfed. So it's still decent now. But is it better than the AP build top lane? I'm not actually sure, to be honest. Is Nico played AP or unhit still in the top lane? Is anybody in chat know perhaps? But last ask you, what is this game? This is VS Gaming. So local scene esports, WRG, probably if not the top team in SA versus Era Millenniums, who's like the underdog who managed to take down the previous royalty roster last week in week number 1 of the leg number 3. So this is quite a hypey game. I'm pretty excited to see what happens. Fingers crossed, upsets or not. Nothing like a South African game where there's a pause and dude, it's gotta be an instant pause. It's not an SA game. Like 10 South African players and no pauses. It's not possible. Not on net. It's telecoms. It's grayscale. 100%.
Well, that's interesting because WRG asked for the pause, and now we've seen Era Champion also disconnect. So maybe it was going to happen anyways.
Oh, dude, in other news, if you guys haven't heard, so Red Raven got his second account banned for 14 days, so he's now got 2 accounts banned. He told Riot to keep himself safe. So he has, he's on his 3rd Smurf account now, his gold 1 account, trying to rank that one up.
Wait, it's only a 14-day suspension though, so are you sure you said the no words? Normally that's a perma.
No, that's first is a 14, I think.
Yeah?
So, reformed Raven, guys. But you know what they say, dude.
Yeah, that's I've heard that one before.
I think Red Raven has potential to be the best. I thought Royalty Academy could have challenged for the top VS spot if they were given another year to work on their teamwork. I feel like Red Raven has to focus on keeping his team or keeping his account for a year. Nonetheless.
Good one. Good one.
Wonderful says he's proud of Red Raven. True.
But yeah, other than that, how do you enjoy Kuruyuri games when we keep the pauses to like less than a minute? How good are we actually?
Sinister, you just gotta focus on keeping your deaths under 10, dude. No flame though.
Hey, yeah,
you're
not wrong, my bro. You're very true, very true. I mean, I am known to, for some reason, to feed a bit a lot in my VS games.
It feels
but
like
it's fine because I normally have strategy behind it. So if I int, just know it's probably tactical int. Just call it that.
Like, you entered the other day in one of your matches, and then Crimson Cyclist entered in his match as well. All the casters we get in that we then cast seem to just run it down. I run it down on the stream on a daily, so it's a caster's curse. So we cast. You know what they say? If you can't play, teach. You can't play, cast.
Good one. But I mean, other than that, Sheepy, you've actually managed to get some elo back, so that feels good, man.
I was 184, sorry, just saying how he's getting suspicious, or he's getting messages from his bank about suspicious payments because of donations and subs and whatnot. Dude, 184, you're telling me that my bank account's gonna shrink, dude? Are you gonna charge back?
I also, whenever you do Twitch payments, the bank doesn't like it. I actually get them as well. Like, even if I just do one gift sub or bits or something, they're like, ooh, we found these suspicious transactions, and then I just say, yeah.
What do you mean? You're giving people money? You're trying to support the South African esports scene? What does that mean? A rational person wouldn't do that. Only someone who's stolen your account. But what's up, Ash? Welcome. Good evening. Otherwise, nonetheless, guys, we're just trying to kill the pause time, unfortunately. And there goes the top laner, Azrael. Look at this chat, dude. Air Champion has quit the game, Air Champion has reconnected, Air Champion has disconnected, reconnected, disconnected, reconnected, Dog has quit the game and reconnected. What was South Africa where the net's so crappy and the game's pause times are longer than gameplay?
It feels bad, man, when you actually have a work to get to.
Yeah, might have to get somebody else in for a co-cast for the second or third game. Let's see. But nonetheless, guys, I want to send you guys over to some post-game recaps, potentially some WRG era matches. We'll bring you back in for the live gameplay in just a few minutes.
What is that 500?
Started just 7 or so minutes ago. Should be good. Have you guys noticed anything yet that would indicate WRG maybe a little bit fatigued, holding that thought? Azrael, Zadok. Zadok does go down! Nicely played by Azrael.
Talking about earlier, I did think Jarvan should have maybe made an effort to come in earlier and
Death Sentence.
It seems like they're just going to engage on Mantle, and that might be a kill over. That's a kill over to Caitlyn. Well done.
Making the double attempt. Unique. The trap is there, the flay and the flash from Celestial. Doesn't even need the ace in the hole. For Celestial, Lantern, Death Sentence, Box. The flay back in. Trap used by Celestial. Pin does connect. Vans are trying to walk it off. Here comes the Olaf gag. Neutron. Ace in the hole. Flash cube. In. Getting forced back into what even need. This Exalties. The smite does come down. Very, very nicely played for the WRG side. Azrael unfortunately misses the stun. Father Psychic trying to walk it off. The flash is burned. But here comes the catch with those hijacks just before that. Plus the Slayer ultimate gonna be able to pick the first kill. Counter of Goth locks Azrael in place. Passive. Not gonna get the damage required to get Azrael. What? Goth goes down though. Double for Slayer. Okay. Sure. Oh, wrong scene. And we're back, guys. As soon as you go to the recap scene, suddenly everybody's ready and whatnot. It's a bit of a caster's reverse curse. How to get a resume? Go to the intermission screen. But what's up, Toxic? So if you guys are joining us now, welcome myself and Sinister on the cast for the VS Gaming first match of the Leg 3 Week 2 VS Gaming WRG Top Dog versus the underdogs Air Millenniums managing to defeat Royalty last week. Good luck to both sides. League is a little bit loud. Otherwise, guys, let us know if everything sounds fine or if there's any issues with regards to audio. Should be okay.
And actually, both teams going for a fairly standard cover, both mid laners in the mid. Actually, this is the better type of cover that I enjoy. Other than that, sometimes sending over the jungler top side just to help cover, and then moving over to be in time to your buff. And yeah, this is the type of very safe starts that's normally better to go as long as you make sure you get to your entrances quickly. There's almost no way for them to enter.
So we got an ear Twisted Fate from table. So you're telling me you look at these two team comps, you look at the mid lane and you say ear to the Twisted Fate when there's an Urgot. It's an interesting one. Eric Hero, Dog going for his infamous Cry Brush poke in the early game. Something he likes to do in Kennen as well. So it looks like Dog actually won that trade.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's on it, Nico. He has pressed the attack, so I mean, and other than that, Hero having Klepto, so yeah, he did get himself some gold off of that. I actually did not have my items open, so I couldn't see if he got a slice stack of gold. If he did, definitely could have been interesting
for him. 40 CSR? Oh, sorry, 40 gold up?
Gone even on the trade, actually. But other than that, yeah, definitely Dog will most likely win that trade every time.
Well, there's been a question in chat, dude. Where's the best place, or how do you manage to get into a VS team, dude? I mean, international and local. I'd say, okay, so if you're a local scene, make sure to get into the Facebook group. That would probably be your best bet. Try to find some people to play with from SA and potentially see if you can work your way into a team. Honestly, you're probably better off trying to find a team for next year, though, at this point. Seeing as the last leg, I believe the transfer window is closed, but Eric here is super low. Dog as well. The flash away is going to be there. So that means no first blood just yet on the top side.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of early over investment from the Kennen. I don't think it's a champion that does super well in early level, especially against the Nico. He normally starts to ramp up a bit later, especially when he gets his ultimate. So I think at this stage he should have rather just tried to get as much farm as he can, but rather going to look to trade on him.
Air champion. Oh, very, very nice connection. Unique, just throwing the anchor, unhappy. The Ignite last little attack, but then does follow up through, so that will be the first blunt unhappy. Both Summers burnt already. An air champion as well, super low, but no kill just yet there. Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, early kill over to a Kai'Sa is going to be very detrimental to Era Millennium here, because that's normally a champ that scales more towards late game as well. Might be looking to dive Era champion here, but they're going to make just call it safe.
Risky.
And pick themselves a plate up 3 minutes 30 into the game.
So, question coming through, what are your thoughts on the top lane Nico? So basically, if you guys didn't know, Nico, when she first came out, had really disgusting ratios. So she was played as an on-hit build as well, where you pretty much played her any lane. It literally had the highest win rate in 4 of the 5 lanes, I think, besides jungle. Support, AD, top lane, mid. Only coming through mid yet, just there, just across the lane it seems. But like I was saying, they did nerf her, they hotfixed her after a bit, so she got nerfed a bit. She was super hypey, played a lot in the top lane, but then after the nerf sort of dropped out of popularity. I don't think it's bad, honestly, but I feel like it's a lot weaker than it used to be, but still definitely viable. I feel like Dog as real. Oops, got secured by blue side. Like Nico is not a bad top lane pick, but you gotta be a little bit more careful nowadays with when you pick it, wouldn't just blind. Sinister, any thoughts?
I definitely think it's still a viable pick. I think there could be a lot of potential for it to be punished a lot, since it doesn't have. I mean, it has the clone escape, but it's not like it has super high mobility. So I think it has its downfalls, but I think definitely still a strong pick, especially if it gets ahead.
What's up, Dad? But yeah, so basically, guys, with Nico, there's actually a couple of cool builds that you can go for. Like, for example, the on-hit, currently seen by Dog. You can also get Klepto, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But, the most popular one that's sort of like the sleeper OP would be the Glacial. Glacial is the most common one that you see these days. So, especially, I feel like Nico support is actually his hidden OP. But we get to see someone in the SAC to pick it up. So whoever does, good luck to them. If I did play, I'd probably be spamming the crap out of that, to be honest. That and Nautilus, but I feel like Nautilus is too high priority at the moment. But I believe that there are Nautilus nerfs coming through next patch, as well as a couple other guys. I believe that Aurelion is being nerfed.
Yeah, it seems like they're nerfing a few supports, which is quite sad because I see they're buffing a few ADCs. So is that going to mean that supporters are going to be a bit weaker than the ADCs next patch?
I hope so. I mean, like the Nautilus flash in. Unique does get the lockdown into the trench line. Unique WRG Neutron actually pick up the second kill now. Second death on Unhappy at least.
And a very good early game so far here for WRG. I mean, they already have a kill on the jungler, a kill and an assist on the support, ADC, and 2 assists on the support. So, doing really good so far. And at this stage, the only thing they still need to do is maybe help the Twisted Fate get some early game pressure. And other than that, top lane is already ahead in CS and is 1 flash down. So, overall, every lane pretty much pulling a win, so except for maybe jungle that has a CS lead, but like I said, he has the kill so far. Top lane.
So we have the Maelstrom brought out, but doesn't seem like anything happening there. As the camera does pan back towards bot side, a little bit of damage coming through, and the pause from Dog. Perhaps a DC, I don't know. But nonetheless, I mean, so far in the game, you can already see WRG off to a very good start. Currently, just over 2k ahead, only 6 minutes in. I mean, Sinister, we saw Unhappy popping off pretty hard in some of the previous matches. For example, the one against Royalty, he did it very nicely. He doesn't seem like he's having the greatest of first games.
Yeah, definitely not the best. Maybe I don't know if the Braum was one of my favorite. I mean, it has really good disengage against the Kai'Sa Nautilus. And I think a Rakan also wouldn't have worked against the Nautilus, but I know Morgana was banned, so I think maybe the Braum wasn't the worst choice anyways. Probably just a disengage mostly. Not working out too well so far for him in this early game.
But, I mean, looking at 2 comps at this stage, I feel like they just need to be a little bit careful from the sides of WRG, because if they let the Kai'Sa get ahead, she's just going to be snowballing way too hard. She goes for that, most likely the iconic Kai'Sa build these days, which is, I think, a Millennium, if I'm not mistaken. So, I feel like Kai'Sa, being one of the stronger AD carries, definitely cannot afford to get ahead in the early. Plus the side of Unique, adding the extra Nautilus tankiness plus all-in potential. unhappy. Not looking too good. Definitely not going to be a happy birthday for him.
Well, as his name suggestion, a pretty unhappy birthday for him, most probably. Oh, we got the R's.
So yeah, we should be getting back to the game in just a moment.
There it is.
So mid lane looks like TF already getting about 10 CS up, which is kind of expected mainly into range matchup. But I mean late game, that's Fear Beyond Death gonna be doing so much work in the mid side. But will it be more than his Corgi potentially could have offered? Don't hate the play, hate the game. So just stay in game time, dude.
6 minutes, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. I'm taking it that you're set.
Sorry, apologies. I got distracted there. Sold that though. Check your second per second. Slayer. Salted bashes the flash into the Fear Beyond Death. And Suka pick up the kill. Very nicely played. Looks like the counter gonna come through, but Suka may just go down to the turret as he does as a result. The pressure from Neutron to Neutron just 1v2. Unlucky, not gonna get the second one. Sorry, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 16. Sorry, Dredge line. Air champion. Unhappy pulling in the feathers. Ignite's gonna be used plus the heal. Clack's getting yet another kill. Does take a tire shot though. It's a ball in, not really too good. So this is the in-game time.
7 minutes, 38, 39, 40. Okay, I think it's good enough. If you're like a little bit ahead of me, that's fine. You do the
no worries.
play-by-plays anyways. Yeah,
Perfect.
Unfortunately, Clack's flashing forward to get the kill, but not gonna get it. Just not enough damage, and Unhappy Birthday was chugging some potions, so but overestimating his damage here. But other than that, actually fairly well played by them getting that kill there. It was looking very close, but they're doing the heal debate actually got them the kill there.
Sven, I mean, maybe not on the local scene, but he is somebody in the stream, guys. So let's have some respect for each other, T-Boy, guys. Probably one of the biggest supporters for the stream, so indirectly supporting the local scene.
Also, I think they were just joking
I hope so,
with DKL Ash. But other than that, yeah, they're pretty well known here around here.
Always looking at the in-game channel, but a banner coming through, so it says, sorry, Peter's IRL issues, no worries. Don't we all? Wow, imagine having an IRL life, but only have this cave and only has a 2 megabyte connection. Someone at the door then. It's a bit of a gank. The mid-side teleport has come through. Looks like Kenan trying to rejoin the fight. He has Maelstrom at his side if he needs to go for that little bit of damage, and he does pop it. The chain CC gonna be there, but Champion backing off, and nothing coming out of it from the side of Arrow. Oof.
Oh yeah, by the way, to answer the question I asked, someone asked, is it a Max W Urgot? This is actually a Max Q Urgot. I had to, quickly confirmed for you.
Yeah, Q-Max. Oh. Assaulted battery into that Fear Beyond Death. Very nicely played by Suka. Meanwhile, the bot side unhappy, but of trouble, no flash available. He did just burn and does go down as a result. Champion now left to try 1v2. Dredge line. Lots of damage, leaving that fourth proc. Fifth proc, actually, WRG Clax does get a little bit of damage. Clax pulling. Not pulling aggro, so he's fine. No stress, no bomb death though, but unhappy does go down plus the tier 1 turret. Only 9 minutes in. Dog took the teleport bottom, that's interesting. Trying to counter the Suko collapse, does force the back off, so very nicely played by Dog. Just keeping his friends alive. Do you feel like that was necessary?
I mean, maybe not, but maybe he was just scared of what was going to happen, and as we know, TP is not something that we can cancel anymore. So, I mean, it is what it is. He started it up to make sure it's fine. If it was the old league, he would probably cancel it, but he can't, so he just has to go through with it. Actually getting the scuttle and making sure everyone is safe, I guess, is still something in return.
The first Drake of the map's gonna be that Drake, so not too highly prioritized by either side in my opinion. So I don't feel like anyone's going to be doing some sort of like full man rotations for that. Potentially look for the Rift Tails for the side of WRG to try snowball this lead that they've already built up. Already 1 turret in, 4k lead in favor of Blue side.
If it makes you feel better, Sven, you can talk about my beard any day. As long as it's positive. Otherwise, we're not gonna care.
You can't control the media, dude. And happy birthday. Oh, WRG Slayer is doing so much damage. No Triforce just yet, but already hitting like a truck. Clean shave with a chin. Shows youth, says Yesa. Yeah.
That's the whole point, though. I look horrible with clean shave.
champion. Riftchild now under siege like expected. Both teams prioritizing this objective. Arrow trying to force it, and it looks like they may get punished for it. The Assault and Battery used onto the bottom. Or the AD carry. The Flash in the Maelstrom going to be the Riftchild does go down. Looks like no one going to pick up the eye just yet. Yeah, and WRG Neutron a little bit low, but here comes Slayer trying to collapse on the rest of the team. The disengage from Tigger, and massive fight going over to the side of WRG.
Yeah, and it was actually looking fairly good for Era for a little while there. I thought maybe they could actually win that fight with the ultimate, the slicing Maelstrom there from Era Hero, and the Fear Beyond Death almost coming through, but WRG Clack actually picking him up just in time. Pop Blossom actually going to get the kill even without the Pop Blossom. Zaya trying to pick a fight with a fairly fed Nico, considering that there's so much farm on her. So that kill actually going to go over to Dog.
So just drop like a dot or something in chat, dude. I think Sven wants to ask you. I think you've typed in a while, so nobody has your. But Unique just he's having a chill session on the top side. No stress for him.
I think he's probably just trying to do the good old double lift tactics, where they wait for a person to come and push a side wave, and then they actually try to catch him out. Exactly what I'm talking about.
So basically that concept is called shadowing, where the support waits in the brush out of vision in the shadows, and as soon as sort of pretend that your AD carry is alone, and then as soon as the enemy team looks to potentially collapse, you suddenly show up.
This is a very big tactic against Double Lift back in the days when he was in CLG, as he was known to pretty much every single game try to get himself ahead by pushing side lanes alone, and then he would get caught off by doing this.
GG Dog looking to get the next kill. He does pick it up on an happy, incredibly sad right now.
Incredibly sad birthday, more like it.
The flash in away from the gold card, very nicely timed by Suka. DK Ash asking Sinister, any tips on growing a full beard? Have good genetics?
I don't know, unfortunately most of it is just genetics, to be honest. I think my family has good beards in general. But other than that, I comb it every day. I have beard oil and wax, and I just look after it really well, I guess. Shampoo and stuff.
Even the women have good beards.
Well, maybe if my mother didn't shave, I don't know.
Does she shave her chin? Okay, weird question. Moving on.
Let's not go there.
Let's stop it right there. 12 to 3 in favor of WRG. First game going completely one-sided.
I mean, I don't know.
Neutron.
A lot of control on the jungle side here. No vision can be gotten from Era, and a lot of people are hanging around in the top side jungle, so they can try and continue this siege. They are looking very, very strong in team fights now. Twisted Fate has his Triforce up. So there's overall a lot of general power coming through from WRG at this stage.
TNT turn, top and bottom of the siege. Hero, Maelstrom very early does receive that knockup from Unique though, Neutron. I don't know what Suka's ultimate was going to do there. Everybody pretty much full health still, but here comes the TF. Says, how's it? Triforce in hand, so now you're dead. Make that double. Ultimate from Disengage Champion Flash away plus Unique. Very nicely played by the WRG side, so they will pick up the turret for that play as well.
Yeah, this is some very strong plays coming through from WRG side. We see not a lot of deaths other than Slayer that's been focused a lot in the mid lane. Not paying off too much for Era here, considering that, you know, even though that you got kills onto the Urgot, he's not super far ahead. He's still behind in farm, so those kills pretty much just try to cover up a CS deficit. So he's even at best in mid, and the rest of the other lanes are definitely winning. The fact that the Triforce is done already is definitely a big power spike as well.
So TNT's now falling bot side as well. That's 5 turrets to 0. 12k lead in 15 minutes. This game is not looking good, but Era forced to use the Rift Shield for their attempt at some sort of siege. So we saw that play earlier for the contest where Era sort of forced the objective to try and get any sort of wiggle room back into the game. They got the Rift Shield, but they lost the fight pretty hard. Let's see if it actually pays off, being that volatile objective. Said we're gonna watch Era Hero apparently. Collapse, flag drag over the wall. Neutron does not have the cataclysm available, unfortunately. Suka turning back on, does go down. Clash just doing too much damage. 9 for 1. Triforce plus Storm Razor completed. Double kill. Should have just let Shirley do his thing and walk away.
Yeah, and I mean, I think at this stage, Era is trying to force too hard. Putting Shelly down and trying to siege the tower, but that mid tower is still not dropping. I mean, all of that investment for actually nothing.
Yeah, Lars is asking, do you think it's an outclass, or do you feel like the side of Era may be lagging? But I feel like Dog from WRG as well as the Era side having a bit of tech issues, so it's sort of balanced it out, kind of, I assume. I don't know. But
I mean, even other than looking for engage, I don't know if they can fight.
Miss jump flashes in. That feel beyond death, not necessary. The chain is breaking mid-flight. The guy does die, unfortunately. He's trying to flash out of the Cataclysm, locking people in place. I'm shoving him, helping. Does end up taking Unique down instead of himself, but Suka's still in the chase, trying to catch out Slayer, but he's a little bit too healthy. Here comes Dog as well. So that was the first sign of some sort of win back, but Champion getting hard ditched for the rest of the team.
I actually think if the bot lane wasn't so far behind at this stage, they might have been able to do something here, because you see that actually top lane and mid lane have completed themselves the item. The only people that's still struggling to get themselves something in the pocket is Xayah, which is still trying to get her first item completed here. So I think actually that looking at that team fight, if there was a bit more overall damaged, then it wouldn't have been looking so bleak overall for Era at this stage. But they're just already a bit behind drafting wise, and that's already a problem for you, considering that they have such good late game picks here on WRG side.
Yeah, I definitely feel like WRG are having the scale a little bit better. I would have liked to have seen the game a little bit more even, so we could see a bit more out of that Twisted Fate, as it is something that we haven't seen in the local scene before. So like, definitely would have liked to have been able to see what it has up its sleeves, what cards he's hiding.
You see, and as a team that also likes to do a fair amount of cheeses, whenever this happens, you force the enemy team to decide on what they're going to ban. So this is normally a fiesta after the game on the enemy team's comps on what they're going to ban next game. Are they going to leave up the cheeses because they feel it wasn't that bad and they could deal with it? Or are they going to ban it out and maybe open up some other very broken picks that they normally would take away?
Speaking of cheeses, was Cheesy ever on the WRG GooN squad side? Like even the previous roster? I don't think he was. I think he was Salty Breeze and then retired after the win, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, he was subbing for Nairobis, that's who he was. Just stay in the top side, into the side of the Bashi over. Or Pop Blast for the defense that does get pulled back in. That is an incredibly interesting interaction. Did it actually go off, or was it just the visuals? Spamless cheese. You want to bring back Cheesy, Kappa?
Please don't.
Don't spam, but you don't want Cheesy back?
No, the guys can spam. I mean, the cheesy part.
Oof, dude. We gotta get more supports back in the scene. What do you mean? We just brought back Miggy, so anything is possible at this point, guys. It's 2019.
Oh yeah, if he's back, then anyone can be back, to be honest, because, you know, he said he's not gonna be back.
Dude, I called it from the start. The minute he said he's not playing this year, I said he's gonna find a team in leg number 3 to play and come through to VS Gaming. He's one of those players who's played enough, he's seasoned to know that if you are in Diamond or even higher plat, you can pretty much 100% of the time find a team in leg 3 to pick you up. What's up, Speaks? Bring back Cheesy. Bring back Alpaca.
Speaking of bringing back things, Xayah actually trying to bring herself back into this game.
Just having for a kill.
Essence Reaver finally completed. Gonna have to see if that's going to maybe bring Era into some relevancy here. This is the point in the game where they might be looking now. I mean, Bai is still struggling to finish the next item other than her jungling item. Not too bad though, because she did go for Cinderhawk, so it will make her a bit tankier.
Just resealing the camp, because why not? Paranoid on the siege, they have the vision control. Suka just feeding something in the knees, walking around. He's got a little bit suspicious. Slayer still has the ultimate available to potentially reveal the enemy side, but lots of pressure being created by the bot side. Nico and Kidden both having teleport available for this potential fight. Wards up to be cleared as they cancel the Baron attempt.
I mean, at this stage they're just stalling. They know Dog is pushing in the bot lane, and he is very it's not easy to match.
Baron not on the siege currently, just falling below half health. Suka looking to try curl around the Baron to the entrance, but he's waiting for the right opportunity. WRG Sledge on his zone away champion. Engaged with the fight. Teleport being cast by blue side as well as red. A little bit further with teleport out by red side, so we'll get you a little bit later. Cataclysm invested champion gonna be the first one going down. Dog picking up that kill. Flash out by Tigger, but he does go take out. Double kill onto the Nico. Triple kill this fight. He's just so much red side death. Twisted Fate trying to secure the last kill as Hero pops the Maelstrom into the Zonias, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. As he's going to be going down. Oh, hang on. Popcorn. The flash in after the card, guys. And very nicely played by WRG. Baron as a reward. Speaks asking, is this how you beat Era? Oof, too soon. I mean, honestly, this is how I expected the royalty game to go. A little bit more this side. So basically, Era sort of being a lower rank Prem team. A lot of potential, but they're not quite there yet. So they had a very, very good series against royalty, where they actually 2-0'd them, playing incredibly well. Doesn't seem to be able to bring that out of them tonight versus the side of WRG. Maybe slightly tougher opposition so far, but who knows for game number 2? We'll see.
I mean, I don't know. It feels like Era has a very weird comp as well. This is not the normal champions that we see out of Era Suka, as well as I don't know. It's a bit of maybe they just need to try and change up the draft, and we'll see a better Era here. I don't know. That's all I can think of here.
Yeah, Sven just mentioning how the Era side's bot lane actually got ahead. And as you can see, the Era bot lane currently not with 7 over 5 and 2 assists a pop. They're not quite able to, I mean, anyone really consistent in this game, pretty much Suka. I think Era Hero is doing okay as well, but Doug sort of outclassing him tonight. What do we think of MVP so far for the first game?
First game, Lax has been popping off really well, but at the same time, we've seen Jarvan gank a lot so far. And had really good pressure, so I don't know, maybe between those two. What do you think?
Not Dog. I feel like he's up there.
I think that TP and bot lane, I guess really taking his team's interest at heart. So being the team player, I guess definitely that needs an MVP as well.
Cataclysm does get brought in, the disengage with the TF flank. He has the gold card, going to take that unhappy quite easily. Maelstrom in the front line. Doug might just fall. He does finally one card, one bite, one kill rather, in favor of the Era side, but pretty much WRG's game to just close down at this point. And it looks like it will be the series right there, Sinister.
The series?
Well, not the series, sorry, the match. My apologies.
Yeah, so that's game 1, guys. WRG taking 1 game off of Era Millennium. We'll have to see how it goes. Or game 2.
Sven, apologies, I misread that. He's actually talking about mid lane not taking too hard. I do agree. I feel like Viper kind of dropping the ball for that one match versus the Era side. We'll check the post-game stats in just a second. Voice crack? Question mark? What do you mean? Our voice? Or mine or Sinister's? Who's voice cracked? Sinister?
I don't know.
But lost. Just saying how he didn't really care for the Urgot pick. Felt like it was too much of like sort of just a sustain, don't end kind of pick, not like I'm gonna carry, which is not what we're used to seeing from Suka. He's normally the carrier of the team, so I don't know. Perhaps that was the reason for the results of the match, but nonetheless, Kai's doing incredible amount of damage as well as Nico up there. Much of a muchness from the side of Era. Sinister's when you said. But nonetheless, guys, we're going to send you to those post games. Check you in a few minutes for game number 2. Don't go anywhere unless you need popcorn or coffee.
So, I think at this stage he should have rather just tried to get as much farm as he can, but rather going to look to trade on him.
Air champion. Oh, very nice connection. Unique just throwing the anchor. Unhappy. The ignite last little attack not going to be there. Does follow up through, so that will be the first blunt. Unhappy. Both summers burnt already. An air champion as well, super low, but no kill just.
Is that going to mean that supporters are going to be a bit weaker than ADC's next patch?
I hope so. I mean, like the Nautilus flash in. Unique does get the lockdown into the dredge line. Unique WRG Neutron actually pick up the second kill now. Second death on Unhappy at least. Got distracted there. Sold that though. Check was second for the second. Slayer. Salted bashes the flash into the field beyond death. And Suka pick up the kill. Very nicely played. Looks like the counter going to come through, but Suka may just go down to the turret as he does as a result. Dredge line. Air champion. Unhappy pulling in the feathers. Ignite's going to be used plus the heal. Clack's getting yet another kill. Does take a turret shot though. It's a ball in, not really too good. So this is the in-game time. Imagine having an IRL life where only have this cave and only has a 2 megabyte connection. Someone at the door then. It's a bit of a gank. The mid-side teleport has come through. Looks like Kenan trying to rejoin the fight. He has Maelstrom at his side if he needs to go for that little bit of damage, and he does pop it. The chain CC gonna be there, but champion backing off, and nothing coming out of it from the side of it. See that field beyond death. Very nicely played by Suka. Meanwhile, the bot side unhappy, but of trouble. No flash available. He did just burn and does go down as a result. Champion now left to try 1v2. Dredge line. Lots of damage. Leaving that fourth proc. Fifth proc. Actually, WRG Clax does get a little bit of damage. Clax pulling. Not actually the assault and battery used onto the bottom of the AD carry. The flash and the maelstrom going to be the rift tail does go down. Looks like no one going to pick up the eye just yet. Yeah, and WRG Neutron a little bit low, but here comes Slayer trying to collapse on the rest of the team. The disengage from Tigger and Matt.
For a person to come and push a side wave, and then they actually try to catch him out. Exactly what I'm talking about.
So basically that concept is called shadowing, where the support waits in the brush out of vision in the shadows, and as soon as sort of a pretend run. I don't know what Suka's ultimate was going to do there. Everybody pretty much full health still, but here comes the TF. Says, how's it? Triforce in hand, or now you're dead. Make that double. Ultimate for the disengage champion flash away plus unique. Very nicely played by the WRG side, so they want to see if it actually pays off, being that volatile objective. Said we're going to watch Air Hero apparently. Collapse. Flag drag over the wall. Neutron does not have the Cataclysm available, unfortunately. Suka turning back on does go down. Clash just doing too much damage. 9 for 1. Triforce plus Storm Razor completed. Double jump flashes in. That field beyond death not necessary. The chain is breaking mid-flight. The guy does die, unfortunately. Neutron the flash out of the Cataclysm, locking people in place. I'm shoving him, helping. Does end up taking Unique down instead of himself, but Suka's still in the chase, trying to catch out Slayer, but he's a little bit too healthy. Here comes done no time after the win, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, he was subbing for Nairobi's, that's who he was. Just stay in the top side, into the side of the Bashi, over. Oh, pop blast for the defense, and does get pulled back in. That is an incredibly interesting interaction. Did it act like so much red side death? Twisted Fate trying to secure the last kill as Hero pops the Maelstrom into the Zonias, but I don't think it's going to be enough. As he's going to be going down. Oh, hang on. Popcorn, the flash in after the card. Unless Mechanicalism does get brought in, the disengage with the TF flank. He has the gold card, going to take that Unhappy quite easily. Maelstrom in the front line. Doug might just fall. He does finally one card, one bite, one kill it rather. Favorite. And we're back, guys. Game number 2, the best of 3. Let's go. We missed kind of a few of the picking bans. I just want to finish the recap videos and whatnot. Not a serious. Not serious. So we got the Brom ban, the Nico ban, the Z ban for the sign of Error. So none of those champs going to be required or not playable for the WRG side or Error versus the Morgana, Silas, and Nico. Not Nico, sorry. Zoe. Picks the lock in. Going to be the jungle, says Warney, most likely for the side of Error. Lux and Ezreal. So Lux potentially could be flexed to both the mid lane and support. Most likely will be the mid lane, I guess, as we have seen Slayer play that Lux before. In honor of Dash, I don't know. Could be. The Galio Hover Nautilus still open, something to be aware of. So Nautilus as well as Galio, both two highly contested champions. We have the Rakan Zaya lock in, bot lane secured.
Yeah, and I mean last game I spoke about the Zaya Rakan being really strong at the moment and rather opting in for the Nautilus.
Where's Darth? Ask Rascals, he's around somewhere. Just lurking, maybe playing some games, don't know. But guys, if you haven't already, let us know what your thoughts are. Is this going to be the reverse sweep? Will Yarrow be able to take the last 2 games? Or is it going to be a clean, easy sailing for the side of WRG? 1-4 if you think Air will take it and take down WRG too, if you think WRG will be able to cleanly close this out.
Oh, I mean, the cannon ban actually coming through from WRG, realizing that it was a fairly strong pick in the top lane the previous game. But this is probably this could probably be an Olaf top. I think we have seen Dog play it before.
Such a weird name, dude.
Yeah, no, it's just so weird just calling him Dog the whole time.
Thanks, Steve. Taking a page out of Emma Pete. Between the Pete's, the Ember Pete and the Yellow Pete, both liking to troll the casters and whatnot. Rascal, seeing as you are a manager for the WRG side, what is the thought process behind the Dog name change? Do you have any idea? Is he just tired of Azrael?
And why did they not go for WRG Dog while everyone in the team has WRG in the name?
Maybe he's getting dropped, who knows? Are they replacing him with Yagisup? Is it possible? Oof. But Kennen and the Hacker of the next band's coming through versus the Urgot, so we will not be seeing the Urgot on the map. Doesn't want to play it mid lane, Suka at least takes it away. Twisted Fate, no Triforce allowed. And
there's that ban pressure I was talking about in the previous game, actually opting into ban Nico and Twisted Fate in this case, and actually that's maybe a good point as well. Now that I see the Braum ban as a third ban, they most probably took away the Braum from Unique, and this game they thought, well, we don't want to pick it again, so we'll rather just ban it and then take the Rakan instead.
So apparently he was called a dog or something like that, so he's just memeing it at this point. Just kill the meme. But nonetheless, I mean, it seems like Air side focusing a lot more on taking away, like prioritizing taking away the enemy team's like comfortable champs, opposed to playing their own comfort picks. That's a very dangerous game, as we did see in the last game as well. Seems like majority of the votes going for yes. But Air will be able to pull us back. This is interesting. The Corki, can it be? Are we getting not? Oh, dude, that's disappointing. Well, they're playing with our hearts, my soul.
I don't know. I think Corki could have really been a good pick.
Oh,
whenever they've picked Corki, it just feels like they've done really, really well, and they normally have so much map pressure, showing up in different lanes and getting himself fed, basically just feeding himself while going to other lanes. And in this case, not opting in for it, even though it's not banned. I don't know. I would really like to actually just see him pick it up. And I think having the range over Yasuo would actually be fine, since Slayer actually did opt in for that Yasuo.
I mean, it's not the easier matchups, seeing as the Yasuo wall blocks pretty much everything from Corki. Something to keep in mind, but the comp now locked in for either side. I don't know how I feel about the combo. Do you have any thoughts? Especially mid lane, I mean, it's a lot more viable mid than support, that's for sure.
I mean, it could definitely be good. I think against the Yasuo, actually not too bad. Since she can shield herself to make up for Yasuo's shield, and if Yasuo engages, she has the stun, so basically it will either force the Yasuo to run away or take the fight. So I think it's not that bad. I think it's all about how she will trade with him.
I mean, dude, like you said, he has the wind wall to potentially block the Yasuo, the Karma Mantra Q damage, the poke. The root obviously goes through the wall, but he's a very, very slippery boy, so he can quite easily break that if there's minions nearby. As well as, can't do much if Nautilus goes for the dredge line onto you. Even that depth charge, Olaf having his ultimate as well. The Ragnarok is completely blocking the W, as well as the slow, so Olaf late game, just going to be able to run at Karma. If you guys don't know, there is actually buffs planned for the next patch as well for Karma. They're buffing her movement speed on the shield, sort of trying to rebalance her and put a little bit more power into her movement speed opposed to the poke. Not too sure how it's going to affect mid lane and support Karma.
I think definitely the movement speed. I know Nami also has movement speed in her kit as a passive, but I think the fact that it's more of a burst movement speed other than like a more over time thing that Nami has. So I think prioritizing her movement speed a bit more finally gives us a support that focuses a bit more on movement speed. So I actually like that direction.
But otherwise, we got Yellow Pete saying, can we get a woof in chat for the WRG support, boys? Tag Karma Tough coming back, question marks is last. I have no idea, dude. We'll have to see what happens. But nonetheless, team comps are locked in. We have the teleport top lane for both Renekton and the Nautilus. So it's going to be the lack support, with Ezreal being able to take the teleport means that he has a lot more flexibility in his laning phase, kind of makes up for the fact that he may have a weaker laning phase into Isaiah. Has the opportunity to potentially back for that tier very early, as well as the reset, so heal being taken on the support, which is good. I like that. Lag support is super common these days, especially in Korea. They generally go for sort of like a W max into Athene's Unholy Grail Rush. But into the champion Ignite Ricardo knockup. Why am I getting poked? Hey, wake up. Hey. Freaking trolls, dude. Is that Yusuf and the boys? I don't know. I'll assume that is. I've got no idea who it is though, because they've changed the names. But nonetheless, Pete calling himself a dog is an insult to dogs everywhere. Yikes.
I think it's guys. If you think that if Rascals is picking a fight, she is the manager for WRG, so probably just poking some fun at dog. Don't take it serious.
Poking some fun, like these guys.
Sorry, I think I need to disclaim stuff in this channel at sometimes because just now someone's gonna get triggered and actually start retaliating. Unless the Yellow Pete wants to retaliate, then it's fine, I guess.
I don't really like her that good of a support because she is so item dependent. True, but the state of her shield at the moment is actually disgusting. If you get a full 5-man shield late game, and actually it gives like each player such a big shield that it just makes up for the lack of damage that you kind of need in items wise, as well as that Holy Grail is quite easy to build up thanks to the fact that you have 3 damage abilities. So I feel like it kind of makes up for that. You don't really play her for the damage per se, but rather the shield/heal bot in the later games, plus the good CC that she provides. And if you do get ahead with the strong early phase, potentially could snowball into some sort of full AP kind of lag support, like back in Season 1. But Sven happy about the Renekton pick. Henry 456 says, remember to save it for the Chroma sale. When is the Chroma sale, dude?
Well, I have Chroma sale means more icons, and as everyone knows, I am quite of the icon hoarder. I have, I think, somewhere 380 icons, so I do value icons sometimes more over skins, believe it or not. So I am actually very upset that I did not get the Tristana icon, which most people have now and I don't. So to everyone that got the Devil Tristana icon, I don't enjoy watching you have that icon on, but thanks for that.
Gets pretty salty.
Yep, very salty indeed. I have literally the most salt levels at the moment because of people getting that icon.
Well, you have to be mad. It's only a game.
No. When it comes to icons, I am serious, boy.
See if Renekton can do Sven proud on the top lane from Hero. I mean, I still think the best Renekton we've seen so far in the VS gaming scene has to be from the Scani Grants. What is his name now? Sinister? Can't remember the top of my head.
Sorry, say again?
The best, that Renekton that popped off super hard in the Scani Grants.
Fluffy.
Was it Fluffy?
Fluffy 1080p, yeah.
Yeah, Fluffy 1080p. What happened to that guy? Is he still playing?
I think he is, yeah. He's just in a lower team as far as I know.
Feels bad, man. No potential.
Yeah, maybe we'll see him come back at some stage. Or we can't. Oh, I just want to say can't step up against the Nautilus.
Flash in. Dredge line connection champion. Guardian. Not actually procced.
For a moment there, I thought nothing was going to happen, but both support summoners are burnt. But oh wait, sorry, not support. Sorry, I just realized that dog is. It's actually Flex, Nautilus top.
Taking advantage of the GG.
Unique is going to be having the Lux. I don't know. I think my eyes switched off on Champ Select and I didn't even see this. So that's actually pretty massive in that case because that means that WRG Dog's Flash is burnt now. So now maybe Era Tigger can maybe look at ganking this top lane now.
So Hen just saying how that there's going to be a blue Essence sale, some more expensive for the new chromas, etc. So make sure to save up. To appreciate it, copy the link down. We'll read it later. As well, myself sitting on a crap ton of blue essence and champions and whatnot, just waiting for the next IP sale. Not gonna catch me off guard. But is there a date that it shows? But otherwise, since the time in game, 1:42, 43, 44.
Yeah, we're on time.
Cute. No invade in sight, but meanwhile top side, Dog with the aftershock, Hero with the. Okay, that's not concrete. That's a bit of an interesting one. Oh, misses the knockup, unfortunately, although the snare will connect. Takes a lot of damage. Champion not taking a very good trade. Need to be very, very precise with those knockups as Recon in the early game, especially. Dog gonna be caught out. Here comes that top lane pressure we saw versus the royalty side. Finally, Champion. So not Champion, Era side actually showing a little bit more than the last game.
Yeah, but also at the same time, I mean, they know that Nautilus burnt his Flash, and Yes, Champion also burnt his flash, but he's a support. He has a ADC. They have a heal summoner. Speaking of heal, is burn against Clax. And no kill will be going over, but unhappy birthday almost dying to Clax there.
Sven not happy with the W start on reenacting. I didn't even notice, I'll be honest. But yeah, we can already see bot lane under so much pressure. Unique and Clax making sure to press any advantage they possibly can. Champion with very ballsy engage. Does get a very good trade onto the Clax bot lane, who still has the teleport available as well as the heal from Unique. So I'm going to keep in mind only flash for the side of Aaron left for the bot lane. Looking at the map, we can see a bit of rotation, bit of a board drop down, so Sejuani not going to be able to get that gag through the tri-boss very easily. Did I say boss?
Hey, Sheepy, I'm turning you to the Afrikaans side. I'm going to have you an Afrikaans stream, no worries.
What's up, Tilt? The bot lane synergies, yeah.
I think Lux Israel can work really well. I know back in the day, me and my ADC used to do Israel Karma because you just want to have as much poke in lane as possible. And in this case, it's basically just a better combo. It's Israel and Lux, which is a better poke combo. So a lot of poke damage coming through from these two picks to deal with. So unhappy birthday, either going to have fancy feats or deal with pretty much having low health all the time. Speaking of, engage on Clax. Just going to be a quick one. Not much. Lux shield going to keep him nice and healthy.
Honestly, with how aggressive Champion is playing this game, I feel like the coin maybe was a bit of a misplay. Potentially should have taken Spalties for the extra early game damage. Because generally with Zyra Khan you want to go Spalties. Because you want to play as aggressive as possible and hold that thought. That looks like the first kill on the mid side will be there with the flash away from a hero, keep him alive. So ready air off to a very, very good start. And 2 kills already on the Sejuani. Finally, Tigger showing us his game like he played against Royalty.
I like that, Sven. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I'll make a note of it even if I have to. GG bot lane is now called Pitasaurus.
Pitasaurus, dude, the freaking dinosaur games. It's Intosaurus now. Help.
So what? You're the Saurus part, so that means you're saying us that pizza is an Inter.
So if they are the Intosaurus or the Pitasaurus, what does that make Miggy and Vanzor, dude?
Manzor. Mancake should be proud, no doubt.
Claxy Unique. Claxic, I don't know. I can't do it. It doesn't work. I mean, I'll repeat gang the top side, getting a bit of a Mancake treatment here. And Eric here picking up the kill onto Slate again, dude. This feels like this combination, or this playstyle that they brought against Royalty is working against WRG. First game not looking too hot, but back to the shape we expected from them so far. Let's see if they can maintain this lead though.
I think the most volatile part of this game at the moment is bot needs to keep their composure and either keep things even at the moment, running falling a bit behind on CS because she is getting hero. Okay, interesting. Gonna pull aggro and die at the moment.
What?
But I mean, other than that, I feel if bot lane just keeps their composure and either goes as even as possible, or maybe just wait for Tigger to show up and give them some pressure. Speaking of being evil, will Aero Champion stay alive?
Action. Lots of damage coming through Champion. Lead Guardian still on cooldown, gonna have you playing very aggressive. The dashes into the W flash. Clax forced the flash away, but there's no heal inside as they are so far ahead. But the Triumph will keep him alive. Unique with the flash heal. I don't think it was necessary, but very good intentions. Birthday. So, unfortunately, Champion overcompensating for the aggression from Unhappy. Does go down for it. No heal available as it will be on cooldown for the next few seconds still. Just like we saw on the replay there. Very aggressive as they focus Champion. The E into the W flash. Nice reposition from Clax, but then with a snare from a Unique locking him in place. The flash shield not required, but wasn't sure if the Triumph was going to give him health back after that kill.
Pulsasaurus saying that he's very he's very amped to play against this bot lane because they seem very aggressive and they like to make plays.
Meanwhile, Suka in the mid lane. Slayer. Snare is there. Champion coming through for the dash. Hunter Demon does get the flash out of Slayer. There's the wind while talking about blocking the man trick here. Oh, pork. There's chats as well as Sinister. Should I be, like, for example, replaying certain interactions like that one we just saw there, even though there's no kills? Would people want to rewatch that, or was it just too much spam?
I mean, maybe small replay. Could be,
Yeah, no,
could
no,
be
of
good.
course.
Yeah, I guess it could be good.
Last breath, Suka just taking a little bit of damage, nothing too much unfortunately. Interesting decision, Suka opting to go for the corrupting potion, just for the sustain, so he doesn't get whittled down. Emporium is released for 2,500 for a random icon, Sinister.
Oh, good. Feels good, man. I think I have almost 40,000 BE.
But are you not going to save it for the chroma sale? Would you rather invest it into icons?
Yeah, I don't care about chromas, dude. I'm spending all my BE on engage on
So
two
if you want your
unique.
lockdowns, they're going to be there, but just look at how healthy he is. That shield is doing so much work so far. Unique so low though. No flash available. The last auto attack is going to be there as Tigger flashes and gets himself the 3rd kill. And Greggy Ice not going to keep him alive unfortunately tonight. It'll be cold night. You know, top side hero using the first dash. There's the re-dash in. Opts not to chase as Doug does have that trench line to pull him on a turret. So already died to the turret once this game. Cannot afford to do it twice on stream.
And I think Era is off to a really, really good start. But what I want to try and see this team do at the moment is get some kills maybe onto their carries. Because it feels like I'm getting a bit worried for their side. Because yes, they are making really good early plays. But the gold lead isn't that far ahead. Like yes, they have the Infernal Drake. But if it does take too long, then WRG can definitely still come online, and they have a really good comp as well. So maybe get some kills onto your carries. I think is very important here.
So this is a question from Rascals. Do you have the little devil Teemo icon from the game mode? I think it was Doombot.
No comment.
Slayer. Suka. Did she already know the answer to that question? She's just trying to trick you.
Probably.
This is the knockup before she, but it looks like the snare that the camp with the brush. We're gonna be working on actually. Very nicely played. Classy the kill onto Unhappy. So the shadow just working out.
The whole chat working together tonight to trigger me. Nice try, guys.
So despite being 4 kills down, oh sorry, 3 kills down, they still trying to play proactive as possible. WRG, one of their good characteristics. Even if they are behind.
Unique.
Dude,
Both of
turret
them almost empty.
kills. I don't know. Turret kills are just doing more damage this game to players than the players are themselves. Dog inting question mark. What? Never more iconic duo cover than Dog and AFKs. Renekton needs to use his Fury stacks when he's using his own E to help shred Nautilus armor. Otherwise, Nautilus shield just soaks up all the damage. Oh, that was again.
That was a bit over ambitious from Era Champion there. I mean, there was 2 of them still alive, and I mean Lux even still had heal, so I'm pretty sure if push came to shove that they would still be more than fine to survive that. And now actually just getting another kill over 2 clacks is going to mean that exactly what I was talking about, that WRG might not be ahead in kills, but their kills are all on clacks, so their money is going to the right person, where the kills are on Era Tigger on Era side, which is I think a problem for them.
Yeah, I had a full recap of that one, not gonna lie. I know the answer, but I'm sorry, says Rascals. I didn't know the answer, and she's sorry. How is Zaya so far behind in CS?
He's been pressured off of the farm a lot by the
Yeah.
poke combo from Lux and Israel.
Combination of things. What's a Penta? So it is a combination of Clash having the teleport to get back so he doesn't miss any CS, as well as the fact that Champion's been dropping the ball a bit here and there. A couple of overcompensations that's resulted in him dying, meaning they've lost a lot of pressure. Plus the Lux early game aggression is very, very good. Even the auto attacks. Semi-Pro says new top laner for WRG looking rough. If you guys don't know, that is still the same top laner, just changed his name. Still WRG Israel with Yellow People. What's up, Sammy? Or Goth? Real deep jungler.
Is it rough or rough?
Rough.
Ah,
It's a bit rough.
see, it's WRG dog dot rough. I see what he did there.
Was the game heard about Blue Essence shops? I came back immediately says Darth. If you guys don't know, there's like currently. Oh, hold that thought. Tigger the bot lane. Try. Rotation coming through the champion does not get snared, though the knockback quickness, locking down only one member, but the unstoppable Ragnarok to counter that out. First death going to go through. That's the neutron to get the shutdown onto Tigger as he does get receive his first death on mid side. The connection, or the collapse rather. Very, very nicely played for the WRG side. Will most likely be able to pick up the bot lane turret.
And unfortunately, this is the problem. Like, the early game looking so good for Era, but unfortunately just not on the right people, and bot lane being pressured so hard. WRG recognizing this fact and just going back to abuse it, get Clax further ahead, get the tower as fast as possible, open up the map so he can roam and help the other lane. So it's looking really good for WRG so far.
Yeah. Kid is mentioning how that's most likely going to be the game. I agree, it's definitely back in WRG's favor. Will Era be able to take it back? I don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, it just feels like Era is usually, like, even when we look at the royalty games, such good early games. And then they have fairly good mid games, but other than that, if they can't translate all of that pressure into anything later on, it just doesn't matter. And in this case, they couldn't transfer the momentum because all of their momentum was on the Sejuani, and Sejuani wasn't making much plays on the map anymore. So the last thing that happened was the Infernal Drake, and after that nothing much, and it's just been swinging into WRG favor ever since.
So as we can see on the map, Era is sort of trying to prioritize this Rift at this point. They did the same thing last game. They ended up getting the Rift, but multiple members died for it, and they didn't get the most efficient of Rifts off as well. They sort of used it mid, and both died. 2 members, I think it was the jungle mid laner, dying for that charge. Didn't even get the turret. So I'd like to see them not repeating the same thing this game. It looks like WRG prioritizing the Drake instead, so they're going to be trading the Drake for the Rift Herald. A little bit of a risky move. I feel like it depends what Eric can use this Rift Herald for, being the volatile objective. But the Mountain Drake potentially going to be secured, so Infernal versus the Mountain. On top side, looking for the repeat gank. Fantastic moves, this Saber.
And that Earth Drake is gonna help them a lot for the late game. Make sure that they take towers and Earth Drake Barons very quickly.
Oh, meanwhile mid lane, Slayer very aggressive. Suka does get the root. Top. Tigger. That is a very, very cheeky place to put the Rift Gel. Nice little face tank from Hero, making sure that they can't get the spawn off.
To be honest, yeah, if I was Dog, I would just have used his ultimate immediately onto them.
Very well played by Doug so far. Hero gets the kill, almost going down for it. Meanwhile, bot side Neutron very late, up to back off. As your no ultimate available, Suka does rotate back through. That was a little bit too close to confident on the top side. I felt like Doug was going to 1v2 them kind of thing. Try to time the ulti to get that last Horto onto the jungle situation. Didn't quite work on it, and Hero able to use the rage damage. But TP coming through from Clax trying to defend that tier 2 turret. While mid lane tier 1 is under siege. Suka forced to reset after that bot lane rotation. Neutron blue up secured.
I don't see any South African teams picking up Skarner. I think it's a really good pick. I know it's a bit of a NA meme at this stage because it seems like NA picks it up the most for some reason. We see more and more NA teams picking it up. But other than that, I think it's a really good pick, and it basically forces the whole team to go QSS. Even seeing that the good old Asians falling to that as a weakness. But it does seem like Era is making sure they have a lot of vision control around this Baron side. So maybe making sure that once it does spawn, they have control of it straight off the bat.
Okay, just mentioning how Era just needs to wait and go for the Baron steal. Sage Karma can cheese it with the damage. The issue being is that the lack support available has that final spark. Even though it doesn't do that much damage, potential for the steal if Era does look for the Baron objective. Like Kiddo mentioned, potentially the contest instead. They have a very nice comp to try and choke them off into, one of these tight corners kind of positions. But Dog finding Tigger in the jungle. Dude, speaking of the Skarner, that you mentioned earlier, are we gonna get the rise of mid lane from Garth Royalty and the jungle Kiddo Cheese putting him in the jungle for a game playing the Skarner or something, dude?
I definitely think that could be pretty cool.
Feel like we need to put in a request somewhere. Yeah. So, Kiddo just touching on something we mentioned earlier. Suka seems to be playing just to go even kind of thing in these matches so far, where, in my opinion, and it seems like Kiddo agreeing, he kind of needs to play the carry. He is the backbone of the team, the corky and whatnot that we've seen him play before, and consistently decent on. So I don't know, maybe he's just got a bit of nerves versus some of the better teams. Sejuani locked down, here comes the quickness as well. Very nice pick onto Unique, looking to try catch. Clax, the charm is there, but no follow-up, unfortunately. Champion taking a bit of a trade. Meanwhile, bot side tier 2 turret under siege. Target doing some work there.
I mean, that's a really good pick, actually. I think any picks like this they can get off of any stray members. I think as long as you pull the trigger quickly and as a team, I've seen no problems with plays like that, and anything you can scrape back into the bank is a win for them.
All I gotta say is Rakan's items are looking a little bit rough. Knock up, not gonna be there as Ragnarok has been invested in Happy super low, no damage, not enough damage to get there unfortunately. Meanwhile, a little bit of a dance above by Slayer, not looking to commit. Ooh, Clax! That was cheeky. The phase over
really
the wall.
nice use of the blue trinket there to spot out the position of Unhappy Birthday and just executing and making sure that Q will land.
We're on mid lane, red side, Redemption, Advance, the teleport coming through from Doug. Not listen to the rotation, final spark, not going to connect you. A little bit of damage to Suka instead. Nothing more coming from it, unfortunately. But Doug on a ward, is not aware of that. The W route's going to be there after the pump was advanced or used rather for the disengage, so nothing much coming from that, unfortunately. Currently 6-9, game number 2 of the best of 3 VAS Gaming Prem Division Leg 3 week to day 2. I think it's Tuesday today. WRG versus Era.
This is my last day of work, and then I'll have off again till next Monday, which just feels good, man.
Speaking of which, if you do have to bounce, dude, let me know.
Oh right, thanks. I didn't even realize the time.
26 past. Comeback time, says Ash.
Millennials, it's Millennium.
We are the Millennials.
Got the name a bit wrong there, my dude.
Supporting everybody in the game, not just the Arrow, dude. So Drake rotation coming through, so we'll be spawning in the next few seconds. It's gonna be the Mountain Drake, it seems. Unique, looking for potential catch. He misses the snare, unfortunately. Dredge line will connect though. Super tanky beefy boy. Slayer with the rotation in, looks for the tornado onto anyone that may be behind the corner of the camp. Not gonna find anyone, unfortunately, but that will be the Mountain Drake secure. The second Mountain means that WRG gonna be taking turrets and objectives so quickly now, especially with that AD mid laner.
Yeah, at this stage, if Era loses control over Baron for just a little bit, they're definitely going to be losing that very quickly, since they have a Yasuo, a Olaf, plus the Fed Clax on Israel. This Baron will go down very, very quickly at this stage.
Otherwise, mid lane, meanwhile, top side need to be careful. Renekton a little bit overextended. Does have the teleport to potentially come back for the mid lane rotation, trying to fend, but needs to be careful not to get caught off. Final spark. Slayer set to the side lane. Only Unhappy Birthday there to answer him. This is 2 games in a row where WRG's bot lane have just done so much work. Nord for 3 and Nord for 4. Bot lane, Zion Rakan combination, and I feel like that's the main difference between the WRG Arrow match versus the Arrow versus Royalty match. Replay pausing for a second or two. Root's gonna be there. He has the knockup available. Quickness into the knockup. The chain CC is there. The Root as well. They're gonna get a free pick onto the bot lane, but it looks like nothing. WRG capitalizes off of that play. A little bit of a sloppy one for Slayer.
Unique at trusting his team to do the carry plays. Ooh, actually, speaking of, gonna get caught off by Sejuani ult.
Sejuani locked down. Air Champion trying to go for the rotation. Chain CC neutron. Here comes the Ragnarok, trying to find any backline he can. Opts to turn back on the Tigger as the Air bot is a little bit too far away, but Clack's able to take down the mid lane, Arasuka. So mid lane is sort of just trading for no reason. Dog, what Rakan? Final spark gonna miss again, unfortunately. Unhappy. Tigger does go down. Neutron taking a little turret damage, but the depth charge is gonna lock in place. Unhappy, and that's gonna be his 4th death, just mashing the KD of champion. At least the synergy is there for that.
And I mean, this is exactly the Clax that we need to see. His past few games and previous PS games has been looking a bit shaky in the bot lane from Unique and Clax here, and I think maybe Clax has been back at the solo queue a bit now.
Snack in action, the flash, Dredge Line finds Rakan instead, champion with a re-disengage. Honestly, dude, I mean, looking at the mid lane Slayer, we yet to see him come online. He's sort of trying to farm it up, he's playing safe, he's not going for the standard int strategy, the Trasher. Dredge line, teleport in for Suka, does get the root, a little bit of health back though, re-engage from champion, does over-invest. What are you doing, friend? Somebody take champion off of this Rakan, please. And hero. Stopwatch, but doesn't look to get Slayer onto Unhappy, using the chicken to his advantage, takes down the 80 carry, that's the first member dead. Hero just short of getting Clax as the flash was useful, disengage, final spark, a little bit of damage, the final breath as well into the dog. I see it played by the WRG side actually, capitalizing off of that over-investment. Hero just narrowly surviving.
Yeah, and actually just making sure that Sejuani was absolutely chain CC'd into the ground. Could definitely not move there for a very long time.
So basically the base opened up now, gates open, no turret left unfortunately, inhibitor exposed, not taken just yet though. 5 to 7, 2 mounted Jakes to the 1 Infernal, and short of 11k lead. When you try your best but you don't succeed, in the end it doesn't even matter. Not the same song.
Good try, Sheepy.
So Baron on the table. WRG in a very good spot. No reason to force the Baron at this point. Take the fight, if anything, use it as a sort of bait, get some sort of pick, then do the Baron potentially, otherwise just use that one fight into the mid lane inhibitor. But need to be a little bit careful with the mid inhibitor, as if you can't push that lead, you're just going to be funneling CS and gold into the enemy team's carries. No Shojin on the Renekton, rips this fan. Guardian Angel security, doesn't want to feed, I guess. Let's maintain the KDA. It's Baron now under siege, no rotation for blue side, they actually have no vision control whatsoever. Needed a ward outside of the pit. But Baron already below half health. Sejuani slowly walking in, but has no backup actually. Karma gonna be there as Baron does fall a little bit closer. There it goes over the red side, so late contest not on hand. Maybe punished for walking in though. Ragnarok is startable. Rakan quickness doesn't get any taunt actually. The overcompensation again, champion just dying to nothing. Clax playing tiger aggro, the re-engage on hero, no reason to go for this. Turret getting the double resurrection, Slayer, super low, Suka does go down, Clax getting the kill onto Suka for his godlike spree. Hero finishing off the jungle actually, Triumph coming through, just narrowly surviving, very nicely played by Hero actually, comes sort of making up for that unnecessary engage, but Clax looking for the damage, he does get there, yet another sniper, American sniper in hand. WRG Clax does drench line. Clax, Roots, Tigger, Warmark's not gonna keep you alive, it doesn't seem as Clax does take him down, pulling the turret aggro, very very nicely played by WRG.
And Clax going for the very hard safe gaming at 10-0-8, looking so strong, but at the same time not dropping any deaths so far, even being trying to pick him off multiple times with the Sejuani ult, with the Rakan engage, but still just not getting him in any case.
Well, what's up, Cam? Saying sinister pie.
Good evening, Cam friend.
Sinister smiley, sinister softy. It's not sinister pie. What is that? Otherwise, Sven is commenting on the Shojin item pickup. It says it would be a lot better than the Guardian Angel, because as Renekton, if you do die with Guardian Angel, pretty much gonna be wasted anyway. No fear, not a rage bomb. Drake secured. Since at this point it feels like Aaron's sort of just delaying the inevitable.
Or maybe WRG just not closing out as fast as they could. Black's actually almost going for full build here. Actually has the Gunblade and the Ludens already picked up there after the 2 core items, so looking pretty strong. With that attack speed item, I wonder what he's going to go for last item actually.
Yeah, going for the Ludens build opposed to the Triforce this game.
I really like this build personally. Going Iceborne Gauntlet into Miramana into Ludens and Gunblade. Really like this build personally.
Is there a reason behind that?
It just feels very safe but very bursty at the same time. I like having the self peel. That being said, Slayer getting caught off on the Yasuo, doing Yasuo things.
Will he be able to outplay this one though? Lots of damage popped, ultimate coming through at the chain CNC, gonna be enough to take him down. Meanwhile on the top side, WRG trying to make out for the snipe, it's not gonna be there unfortunately. Raven, what's up dude, welcome. Currently gaming between the best of 3. If WRG win this match it will be the end of the series. Can't be slowed, Tigger, final spark, Clax. inhibitor. Second inhibitor should be secured in just a second by WRG side. Arrow Tigger, very aggressive. Currently quarter health, needs to be careful. Disengage, dog. Depth charge. Recon quickness does get the root onto only one member so far. The Flash was the champion actually may be able to survive this one. We still have the Ragnarok chasing through. The Ezreal sniper will beat in the backline. Finally connected to that bot lane. Snare connection onto the Renekton who flashes out. No got an Angel inside. Does end up going down for the double kill on the Ezreal. Looking to pick up the triple Suka on the fountain. Trying to get for the cheeky side steps. And Drenched line. Does take him down as he flashes on, and that will be the game right there. GG, well played.
Yeah, and WRG Clack's gonna go down 13-0 and 10. I think definitely the MVP of that game can probably go to him, and maybe honorable mention to his support, actually helping him get there through that laning, landing a lot of the poke, so they can actually get those kills later on.
Absolute madness, absolute fiesta, but nonetheless, WRG taking the series 2 to naught. So, any thoughts or anything regarding the game? What do you think error went wrong this time?
I mean, it feels like the first game was probably just drafting errors and not really working towards their win conditions that much. So that was pretty much just a write-off, but maybe they were just experimenting themselves. But other than that, I think game 2 started really well, and that's sort of what they really wanted and needed to do. But the kills was just on the wrong people, and they couldn't transition that power from the Sejuani into any mid-game pressure or late-game, actually. So it's just basically falling off. You can see all of the people on the team that's supposed to do damage is sitting on 0 kills, with Unhappy Birthday having 1 picked up, luckily. But, I mean, it's not going to matter much against the Israel that's 13-0-10. So I think they tried really well. The second game was definitely a good showing. They just need to try and get some kills onto their carries, potentially.
I mean, look at the damage graph, dude. Ezreal just doing so much work, actually tripling the second highest in the game.
Yeah, if you remove Ezreal's damage, or just even make it average towards everyone else in the game, Era wasn't doing that badly. You can even see Suka managing to do quite a good amount of damage. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like that game had potential. It's just Era just didn't transition their pressure.
Nonetheless, sinister dude, I'm not going to keep you hostage.
Yeah, I need to go get to work. Enjoy your interview, my dude. I know you're probably gonna go to the after game recap and then do an interview, so I will be listening from my car. Keep requests spicy and trollage to minimum. Arigato.
Cheers, my dude. Post-game interview question mark? If the WRG guys are here, would they like to come to you for a post-game interview? Otherwise, unfortunately, not going to be playing that custom at the moment. We almost hit the 40 view marks as DK, actually, yay. Yes, normally the view custom, not view custom, sorry, normally the casts do pretty decently. Let's see if we get any post-game. Nope, no post-game interview tonight, unfortunately. Feels bad, man, it happens. But nonetheless, awesome co-casting says last 100% agreed. Guys, we're going to go to the post-game review. So if you guys did miss any of the previous 2 games, we're going to get the highlights and whatnot. Afterwards, potentially do some viewer customs. So, it feels bad for Pyro Kill, says the fan. Why is he a doggo? I don't know, to be honest. He changed his name. I'm officially bad at leaks, it's toxic. And let me know his customs. Yeah, we can do some customs in a bit. Guys, we'll just do the post-game highlights in just a sec. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Time for coffee, time for popcorn.